Who is the players who have the highest ownership percentage, and who are the ones that you would say, even though everyone's going to have them, you must have this player?
It changes every year, but this year, like, Nick Dacos is one of the highest owned early this preseason. And even though there's round 0 coming up and all the buys that go along with that, people still don't want to miss out on him because he's such a high price and he might not come down enough to eventually acquire by a rookie maxing out their price.
What percentage of people have Nick Dacos for 2024?
I'd have to look it up.
No, that's all good. I just thought you guys might know that.
No, but I would comment that I think Nick Dacos is the one that people are saying if you don't start Nick Dacos, you can't win.
So you can't win unless you have Nick Dacos.
That's what people are positing. I don't know how you feel about that, Damo. What do you think? I disagree.
It depends how you're making up the points. You can win without him, but I think having him will create a lot less headaches than not having him.
So at the moment, Broden, it's Harley Reid is the most owned player in SuperCoach.
Really?
Yeah. Then Brodie Grundy, then Colby McKercher, then Nick Dacos, then Zach Williams, then a bunch of other rookies, basically.
Okay, who are the other ones who you must have?
I would say Marcus Bontempelli in the midfield, but his price is above 700k, which is quite significant because not a lot of players start the season above 700k.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. I think jumping off that, Damo, like it's good to have it's because of, do you know the way the captaincy works, Brad?
You get double points for captain.
Correct.
And points and a half for vice?
Yeah, well, no, just vices comes in if your captain doesn't play or is injured or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, right.
So I think that making sure that you have one captain who, if you're going to have a captain, you may as well have them. It's important that they're going to score the most points in the whole league. So if you're taking Bont, that's your captain every week. And if he scores the most points, then you're going to be better off because they're doubled.
Yeah, okay. Brodie Grundy's an interesting one. Talk to me about Brodie Grundy this year and why you think that is why people are picking him so much.
Well, he was great at Collingwood. He was one of the best ruckmen at Collingwood. Went to Melbourne. Didn't quite work out at Melbourne because Max Gawn was there, and two gun rucks don't really work together when their one wood is being a ruckman. Whereas now he's gone to Sydney and he's going to be that main ruck again like he was at Collingwood. And followed him across is Taylor Adams, who was his best centre clearance mate at Collingwood.
That's interesting. Do you remember the seasons before he left, he started to drop off a little bit? Does anyone remember that?
I think they were injury riddled. But the thing I would say, Brandon, is he's 480, which is super cheap.
Oh, okay.
And the games without Gawn last year, I think he scored like 120s, right, Damo?
It was a drastic difference to what he averaged with Gawn,
Yeah, so that shows that he has it in him. It's possible because when Gawn wasn't there. So at that price, if he comes out and scores like that, he'll be easily the best player to own next year.
And then on the other side of it, would you say Gawn uninterrupted and as the one going back, he might be a bit more expensive, but he might have another year of consistently... How much does he cost?
I think he's about 580, so he is down on his usual.
Yeah.
But yeah, he showed again last year that he can score 200.
Even in the preseason games, he's looked very good.
Yeah.
Touch wood. Doesn't go down fucking between now. Okay, great. Well, I guess I want to talk more about that. Who are the ones who you are hedging your bets on this year?
Yeah.
Both of you. Damo first.
I think that Caleb Sarong is going to come out as the 1A midfielder for Fremantle, so I've got him in my side at the moment. I always go towards Fremantle players, obviously, because they're right under my nose being a supporter, a bit like you with Melbourne there, Broden.
Yeah.
But what I've seen from Caleb Sarong in their intra-clubs and in the preseason games, he's just going to pick up from where he left off last season and then go to another level, even with Hayden Young and Nat Fyfe inserted back into that midfield mix.
I didn't realise how small he is. 179 centimetres. He's a teensy tiny boy, but clearly is a disposal getter. Yeah,
for sure. And something that flew under the radar in his draft year is he actually had better stats than Matt Rowell in his draft year.
Mm. Oh, really? And he's from Geelong, which is a worry. I worry for you. Yeah. I worry for you, Damo.
That is a worry.
He's signed long-term. Hopefully he honours his contract, unlike some other players.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to make it Melbourne-centric again, and I apologise, but the pick that we got off you for Lukey J was a guy called Caleb Windsor. And I think I don't know how much he costs, but he's going to accrue disposals at a very, very, very high rate. Have you looked at him yet?
Yeah, 180k available in the forward line, so he'll be very popular. Rookies in the forward line are rolled gold because forwards aren't known for scoring well every single week. So if you can stick your rookies there and cop the rookie scores, then your team usually performs pretty well.
Is that a general rule on SuperCoach? Is like you have forwards, you have backs, but seriously, just get as many midfielders as you can?
Midfielders are like the engine of your team. You want more midfielders than any other position, and you can find like defenders that have moved into the midfield throughout the season in a role change, so you can get these defenders in your team that are scoring like midfielders.
On that, just on the one preseason hit out I've seen for Melbourne, Salem played in the middle just quietly.
That's interesting.
Sorry, Tom, who's yours?
I have a couple. My biggest one is probably Jordan Ridley now that Mackay has gone to Essendon. I really like Ridley as like a ball user and a rebounder, and I feel like he could be purely doing that role at Essendon this year now that Mackay will, be doing a lot more defending. And then the other one I would say is like Hugh McCluggage and Tuke Miller had really down years last year, and I think they'll bounce back to really high averages. So they're two locks for me in the midfield. Underpriced midfielders that I think will score really highly are like, my favourite sort of pick, I guess.
Hell yeah.